yesterday was extraordinary. Like,
I wished we got Corinna's first session with Lace, because we were all just so... we didn't get into
Oh, I've got some pictures.
Did you
Oh,
at the first
excellent.
session?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I was just... I took some of the seconds, so she didn't have no pictures.
Sorry, I should have sent them through last night. But I just went through it.
I don't send them to everyone, I just
No.
sent them to Corinna. So.
Yeah, I haven't done any.
yeah, and I'd love them too. So, what do you think your success was yesterday? Because it was gobsmacking. What do you think the...
I think I'm learning more to ground myself, and yeah, she obviously can feel that when it works.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
The thing that I saw as your major keyword to success was the physicality of your feel. When you're not in good posture,
Yes.
it is impossible for you to feel her.
Yeah.
Because your physical feels so strong, if your own posture isn't working, or if your knees are locked, or if your, those angles between your knees and your ankles and your pelvis aren't, flexing like they're meant to,
Yes.
then you can't read, you can't feel where she's stiff and needs support or needs to be melted off. And that was the cause of you pushing her past her boundaries all the time. Does that make sense? The physical boundaries in your straightness training.
Yeah.
So in good posture, it opens up the possibility for you to, man, did we see it or what? Of you to actually feel when she was stuck and not override her. Woo, Ignite's here today. Excellent. And that was a big deal for you too. The change in Stewie, his whole body softened and he started to bring his hind end under.
As long as my hind end
As long as your hind end was under. And that
And
leads...
when I got distracted by trying to do what the teacher said, I would come out of it and lose it.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to watch that, especially with you, because I feel like that's your theme. What this gives us the opportunity to do is to talk about the importance of our physical posture. Both under saddle and remind me to do it a third time for Susan. So that'll be excellent. It'll be completely in your heads by then. Because they say, when you say something 3 times, it stays there forever. In physical posture, we're in self-carriage. That's the human version of self-carriage. So it's not dependent on the horse. We are totally able to flow in any direction when we're in self-carriage. We're ready for anything without actually having the tension of being ready for anything. We're just effortlessly ready for anything.
And that would be the horse's definition too, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. So when we're in self-carriage like that, when we're in beautiful posture and those angles are working as a spring, like they're designed to, then when there's an interruption to that flow, we can feel it in our reins, in our bodies. You'll actually be able to feel it in your bodies. So you go to do a shoulder in your straightness training, and you'll take your body into it and you'll go, why is this not happening? It's because it's your horse talking to you. It's because you're feeling the stuckness of your horse unable to go further than that far in his shoulder in. And when you push further than that far, then that's when the shoulder pops out somewhere else. The
We've got
hindquarter
to strain
drifts,
something or overwork something.
you're either going to overwork or strain something, or you're going to pop out in. And this is why you see so many people in straightness training trying to put the bits of their horse back together again. And so much of the teaching seems to be about how to put the bits of the horse back together again. Whereas if you just don't push them beyond what they can do, then
So we have
it just
They're
flows.
not pushing them past what they can do is an underlying philosophy of the work, but people are so used to doing it, I don't think they
Getting
realise how
results.
subtle that is at the start.
It was Stewie,
Yeah.
yeah. His ability to roll his wrist to the side
Oh, yeah.
was not visible to our eye.
But he thought he'd done it.
And he clearly knew he'd done it. He was like king of the castle. He, you know, yep, I got that, I felt that, that was cool. But it was not visible to our eye.
So in his body, it was a subtle movement that maybe had been stuck because of his injury,
Yeah,
and he actually felt, oh, it's moving. Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, exactly. And if we're not in physically good posture, we're not in a place to actually feel that and celebrate it with him. We're more likely to go, look, Stewie, actually I shouldn't use Stewie as an example because you wouldn't do this. Look, horse, you know, you haven't bloody done it. Here, let me shape you up so that you do.
And why are you so happy about that? Yeah, and totally gloss over his achievement in himself.
Yeah. And the next time he goes to do it, he'll be able to move it further and further and further. But no, and then one day you may think, you know, it moved really well yesterday, and you'll go to do it, and he'll be going, well, in actual fact, I've got another layer of shit going on here. So today I can't move it as much as I did yesterday, and if we fall in for the you know how to do this trap,
That
we've
is
lost
really,
an opportunity.
really hard to let go of. I can feel myself going, I get it, but I know I do it.
Okay, so put your tree roots down and open up to understand what's behind you disconnected from your horse like that. Because it's literally a disconnection from your horse.
High achiever.
And I might say, I'm smiling here to myself because I'm thinking, ooh, how often have I done that one?
Well, I guess you sort of think of it, you're encouraging them.
Think you did it yesterday, you can do it.
You can do this, have another go, you know, you can do this.
Yesterday.
But I guess you could do it with that mindset, but still honouring the fact that he couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'd want to be open to why. Why could he do it yesterday and he can't do it today? What's going on here? You know, because we know from the layers of field that we develop, because, you know, I can tell you that 5 years ago I thought my field was shit hot. And it is 1/100th of what it is today. And we seem to have layers of understanding in so much. So it's not without reason and possibility that a horse should have layers in their ability to do something, and that one day they'll show you something that they weren't prepared to show you before. Like, hey mum, I've got a stuck spot here because really there's this old crap in my background that I'd really like to unload now. You know, like Oliver, who never, I had him for 3 years before he showed me that incident that happened at his birth that we needed to release with the bandaging. Because that was so deep in his personality and so deep in his psyche that he either didn't know or couldn't bring himself to be that vulnerable. Because it literally took him back to his birth. And the first thing humans ever did to him. So,
I think it's also partly that there is this myth that learning is linear. Like if you build, like the thing you did yesterday, if you just build on that, it'll keep going and keep going and keep going. Whereas
And
it's
not.
really not.
High five! What a great point to make.
So and like
What a great
Yeah,
point
you're
to
more
make.
like a nest.
well, yeah,
You bring
it's
this bit and then you put some more stuff in.
it's this kind of
Sometimes bits get to the bottom and you forget about them.
Just be careful, that one's not a very good one. And they wouldn't let me sit there, then they'd be sitting there.
Because the camera can't see you.
I'll be off camera.
Yeah, so this is Susan Jackson hiding behind the camera.
We can shuffle over.
So, Olivera said the answer to every problem is in the foundation. And that's just another word for what you just said. Learning's not linear. You're constantly, as you go up and build your horse's strength and fitness and evenness and
and then you go
ability
back
to carry
to the
you
foundation
joyfully,
again,
and
you get your foundation better.
yeah. So everything that comes up in that, bigger part has got its roots down in the foundation. And here's the thing, that stuff we did yesterday with the My Grass game in the arena with the low sugar pellets in the little bins that they went from one place to the other at Liberty, that game is foundational. It changes things. I can't tell you how often having a horse with a problem, I'll take it back to that. If it's the horse that's got the issue, not the person, the answer will be in having control over food with a beautiful, open-hearted attitude.
Yeah,
Because it's fundamental to everything.
yeah. But
Survival.
eating and food is fundamental to the horses. That's basically what
Yeah.
they do all
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
every day.
And if there's any force, and we tend to have more force when we first start playing that game, or more make is perhaps a better word. We're trying to motivate them differently by, shifting them from one patch of stuff to another patch of stuff. But people constantly underestimate that game. I can tell you, if there's an aggressive horse somewhere that someone's talking about on a forum, I'll tell them to sit outside the paddock and do the connection work, and at feed time, take control of that feed bucket. And be doing the pay attention to me please really gently out in the paddock from the other side of the fence if they need to. Oh, nice stretch. Now, do you think that's coincidence he was bringing our attention to that as we're talking about that particular issue?
It's really funny.
No coincidence at all, I would suspect, because he's a strong herd leader type. And somebody expressed it beautifully yesterday, I think it was Sue, who said for 23 hours a day he has to be a really strong herd leader, and isn't it nice if he doesn't have to be with you because you're on the ball and you've got his back. Wow. Okay, so we were talking about the physicality of posture and how, and we're saying this for a third time because I actually think it's a beautiful thing to say it 3 times, and because it's one I really want to have everybody sink into, that the flexibility of your posture, the angles, feet to ankles to knees to hips and upwards, all working as a spring, gives you, whether you're on the ground or in the saddle, gives you the ability to feel your horse's stuck spots that you won't have if you're not in good posture. You can't have it if you're not in good posture.
Yeah, we have to feel our stuck spots as well.
Yeah, and clean them up.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, it doesn't really matter whether they're our stuck spot or the horse's stuck spot. Our brace or the horse's brace, our resistance or the horse's resistance, we have to pay attention to it, because if we bulldoze through it, we're going to create more resistance in our bodies, more stuck spots, more braces, and it's going to flow through into them, even if it was ours in the first place. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a joy, there is an absolute utter joy in picking up the reins of a horse and having all those angles working and just going, flowing into a turn and feeling the brace, and the horse feeling you feeling the brace and going, oh my God, I love you for melting off that, for not pushing through it, for taking the opportunity to let that go. Ooh. Goosebumps. And I guess this is why I've become such a posture fan. That was the other thing that blew me away yesterday, was I'm used to horses learning from other horses, but you all picked up, when one person made a breakthrough, all of you made one too, and then you built on it in your turn. So it was like boom, 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 boom. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So I was reflecting later about the change in my teaching.
My discovery yesterday on magic was this wobbly left leg and being able to strengthen that just through being aware of it and breathing into my posture
And grounding
and
yourself
grounding.
differently.
Yeah.
That was an
Because
enormous high
actually,
five.
because that was the thing I found, that I was grounding through my right leg and not enough through my left leg.
Yeah.
So that really helped, because it was on magic that I realised that I had problems with my left wobbly leg,
Yeah.
and so then I was able to concentrate on making sure that I grounded through my left side as well as my right side.
And we were using a tree image a little differently than we've used
Yeah.
previously. So we're really sending roots down
Yeah.
into your left leg, really driving that down
Yes.
into the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very cool.
And then discovering that stuck spot in the left rib cage as well. Just, being aware of that, and
Yeah.
magic is magic.
I know.
Magic horse.